Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Robert Donaldson, and welcome back to another edition of Rob's Best Bets. And we are once again talking about college hoops on this fine Sunday. And on Saturday, we unfortunately did take it on the chin a little bit. We went 5-7 against the spread, 5-8 overall when you factor in the money line stab as well. And we dropped 7 units. Man, it definitely sucks when you have a bummer of a day on a massive slate. And ultimately for us, what it kind of boiled down to is we won a lot of our smaller bets and we lost our bigger priced bets. And for that reason, the unit size or the units lost ends up being a lot higher than if it were in reverse. But hey, Sunday is a new day. I actually really love this Sunday slate. I think it's one of the better Sunday slates that we've had in quite some time. And I'm ready to hop into it. But first, we need to take a second to shout out today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. And if you follow me over on Twitter/X at RobDFB, we ended up hitting one of our Underdog pick'em entries. It was the 3-1 pair on Saturday. It was in the early going too. It really set a nice, kind of tone for the day, even though we ended up in the red from our straight bets perspective. Hitting that, 3-1 pair is always a nice thing. And if you do want to participate in the next one, and I'm going to have one for Sunday as well, over on my Twitter/X page, make sure you're signing up using promo code RobDFB over to Underdog for a deposit match bonus. And also make sure you're following me over on Twitter/X at RobDFB. But with all that being said, y'all, I'm ready to hop into these Sunday picks. All right, first up, we are heading out to Wichita, Kansas, where we have Wichita State taking on Memphis. And obviously this is a big game because Memphis is the big dog in this conference. It's kind of like they're the Gonzaga of this league every single year, and especially this year when they're entering this game 21-4. And Wichita State, as of late, has been playing a lot better basketball, which is really great to see because Paul Mills is a good coach in my opinion, and he's hit some kind of rough tides or some rough waters in the early going during his tenure at Wichita State. And this is a program that is very prideful, but has been on a pretty steep decline ever since Greg Marshall was kind of outed from the program. And as of late, they're winners of their last 3. I do feel like they have a chance to win this game outright as well. And from that standpoint, I say we go ahead and take the 8 points here for 4 units. And for an additional full unit, let's go ahead and bet that money line here as well. For pick number 2, we are heading out to the Big Ten, where we have Michigan taking on Ohio State. It's the big game, but on the hardwood, and this rivalry does translate over to the hardwood as well. And when you're looking at this game, I do feel like Michigan is the better team, but when you are factoring in the desperation for Ohio State, they need this win to kind of stay on the bubble and secure, not really secure, but really strengthen their resume as we get closer to the NCAA tournament. I do feel like they're going to be able to pull out a win here. And I also think that from a talent standpoint, they do match up pretty well against Michigan on the outside, around the perimeter. And that's where Michigan last time out was able to kind of steal it against Purdue. And for that reason, I say we go ahead and take a juicy money line price with the Buckeyes for 2 units for our second bet here on Sunday. For pick number 3, we are heading out to the MAAC, where we have Merrimack taking on Marist. And this is a really fun ball game because it's essentially for first place in the MAAC, or at least, a share of it. And when you're looking at Merrimack, this is a newcomer to the league from the NEC, and Marist is having one of their kind of dream seasons as a program right now where they are stealing victories from the jaws of defeat. Last time out, we bet on Siena, and Marist came storming back in the final 2 or 3 minutes to steal that victory. And Merrimack is a team that has been kind of up and down this season, despite having a good conference record. And I do feel like this is a chance for Merrimack to make a statement. I do think they are the better team. They are laying 3.5 points, which makes me a little bit weary because, that's over a full possession in a game that could be pretty tight down the stretch. But I say we go ahead and lay those points for 2 units for our third bet here on Sunday. For pick number 4, we have my favorite game of the day. It's Bradley taking on Drake, the Missouri Valley. It's one of my favorite leagues, especially as an Iowa guy. And when you're looking at this game, Drake got the best of Bradley the last time out on Bradley's home court. They won by 7. It was a good game, but ultimately Drake just kind of wore them down defensively, held the ball at the end of shot clocks, and were actually making shots at the end of the shot clock as well. And now Drake is back at home in the Knapp Center, where I think they do have a distinct home court advantage, but they're laying a pretty sizable number here. They're laying 6.5 points, and I do feel like Bradley, with all the expectations that they had coming into the season, and still the expectations that they have to win the Missouri Valley Tournament, I really do think they're going to show up in this ball game and make it a close one, and potentially edge it out for a victory as well. But I say we go ahead and take the 6.5 points here for 3 units for our 4th bet here on Sunday. For pick number 5, we are heading back to the Big Ten, where we have Nebraska taking on Northwestern, and Northwestern has had a down year under Chris Collins, which is unfortunate because I do like him as a head coach, and I actually have a lot of admiration for the job and just the program that he has built up there. But they still do have a home court advantage, and Nebraska is coming into this game off of a heartbreaking home loss to Maryland, where it really felt like they needed that game to get over the bubble and really secure a spot or a seed line in the NCAA tournament. They dropped that game, and now it's a question of, for at least for me, how do they respond? And they're laying 2 points in this game. I think that Northwestern has the ability to win it outright, but I say we go ahead and take those 2 points for 3 units for our 5th bet here on Sunday. For pick number 6, we are heading out to the Big East, where we have Creighton taking on St. John's, and absolute hat tip to St. John's and Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino is the best coach in basketball, along with Bill Self, in my opinion. And, he had that hiatus away from the sport because of all the allegations against him for cheating and recruiting violations and all that like. But he has come back and shown at Iona and at St. John's that he can build up a team and build up a program to heights that they've never really seen. And I do feel like the rest of the season, they're going to be a great team, but they are laying 6 points in a game against a team that I do feel like, again, has that level of desperation to continue to pick up wins. And I do think that Creighton also matches up extremely well with St. John's, especially with their style of ball. And for that reason, I think that 6 points is just far too many. So let's go ahead and take those 6 points for 2 units for our 6th bet here on Sunday. All right, for our final bet here on Sunday, we are heading back to the MVC, where we have Northern Iowa taking on Murray State, and man, oh man, Ben Jacobson. Again, we just did a hat tip to Rick Pitino. We're going to do another hat tip to Ben Jacobson, a true program builder, one of the best head coaches in all of college basketball, let alone the mid-major ranks, and he deserves his praises. They're on a 4-game win streak as well. They're playing some really great ball, and this is post, losing one of their best players in Leon Bond, who was a really big scorer for them. But now they are going on the road against a Murray State team that has a lot of athleticism, is going to be able to challenge Northern Iowa at the guard position. And I do think that Murray has dropped some unfortunate games at home that they probably should have won against some of these bigger teams that have come into the building. And Northern Iowa does feel like another chance for them to do it. And I say we take a stab here with Murray State on the money line for 2 units for our final play here on Sunday. All that being said, I really want to thank you guys for checking out today's video, and I want to give you guys a massive shout out for yesterday's video. Over 5,000 views. Man, oh man, you guys have been blowing up this channel over the past, month, 2 months, and I'm really grateful for it. It's something that I look forward to doing. Heck, I'm making a video here on a Saturday night, man. Like, that takes some dedication. I never would have thought about doing this, the last 2 years, but when you guys show love, I'm going to show love back, and I'm going to continue to put out content. But with all that being said, y'all, as I say in every video, I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.